Ladies and gentlemen, in the opinion opposition, we also agree that the rural area needs to be developed, right? But we don't think by adopting this policy will make the government to develop this rural area more further, right? Because we need to agree that we think that the potential candidate, like they say in the first place, will be less developed because we need to agree that in this developing country, the infrastructure and also access to achieve the maximum result of development still less developed in that rural area, right? They need to defend this in the first place, right? We think that the sector such as agricultural and also maritime sector will not abandon it, right? In fact, with this urbanization, this sector will also be much more developed because society can have a higher education to develop this area, right? We think that the stance coming from the opening opposition, we will show you how that what is actually that this developing country needed in the first place in order for them to be able to be more developed, right? In my speech, I'm going to prove to you two things. Why not justified to adopt this policy as developing country, and secondly, why even after they leave the rural area, they will have the natural incentive to develop their rural area in the first place, right? But before that, moving on to the substantive, how we believe that the development of society will be much more hampered under their proposal, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we need to characterize what is the developing country itself, right? We think that this developing country is less developed area, for example, that development of infrastructure such as education, health, and etc. is less developed compared to other area, right? We think that this is means the access of the people to pursue higher education and also skills being limited by the government. We think say why this is bad, ladies and gentlemen. We think that they don't have high skill to compete with the big people in the people in the big city, right? Secondly, even if that they have skill to compete, for example, we think that this skill is not enough to compete with the people because in the big city, their starting point in terms of infrastructure, such as education, health, and other is much more earlier rather than these people in the rural area, right? We think that why this is bad, ladies and gentlemen. We think that these people don't have enough skill to survive, making them in worst scenario they'll become a jobber, for example. Even under their best scenario, these people maybe only become a blue collar people, for example. We think that this is mean that the quality of life of society in that area is less developed compared to other people, right? Meaning that this government has failed to protect to prosper the society in that area, right? We think that this is also backstabbing with all agenda and effort of the government to encourage their society to have higher education or even to have a higher skill in order to develop their country, ladies and gentlemen. Secondly, why we say that the limiting right of society to pursue their education and also to pursue their dream is really bad in our status quo. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that a lot of people born with lottery of birth, right? We think that these unlucky people who are born in rural area being oppressed by their condition in our status quo, ladies and gentlemen. We think government need to give as much as access for society to pursue their dream by having higher education in the big city so they can become a doctor, lecturers, and other big people, ladies and gentlemen. This is the same case like what government gives as an action to society that born in the unlucky situation, for example, like women and also black people, ladies and gentlemen. We think that adopting this policy, government jeopardize the right of society to be able to opt out from their current situation in our status quo. Sit down. In this developing country, when government sometimes it's hard to give an access or even cater the interest of society in this rural area, we think that this is immoral for the government to limiting their right with their own effort in our status quo, ladies and gentlemen. Because sometimes society has prepared everything to be able to opt out by their oppressing situation, like they give a time, for example, they study hard in order to be accepted in UGM, for example. We think that this under their proposal, they will jeopardize everything, right? We think that when this government adopting this, we think that the mentally and psychologically will be harmed by their proposal, right? Because government will say, hey, if you are under this oppressed situation, you will need to develop by yourself, and I don't want to help you by limiting your access, for example. We think that this cruel government from this opening government, right? We think that in status quo, we think that why in status quo right now is not enough to cater all these people that living in the rural area, ladies and gentlemen. Assuming under their proposal, they will say that this status quo has already enough progression in terms of infrastructure of education, health, and etc. Why this is still bad, ladies and gentlemen? We think that infrastructure in rural area and the big city is have different starting point and track record in our status quo, right? Even in Lampung, for example, we have a big educational institution, for example, but we think that this is still different with institutions like UI or even UGM. Different experience in terms of skill and also knowledge to be transferred to their students in our status quo. We think that this skill and also knowledge that will be taken when they are urbanized from this small city into big city will be much more help, especially the potential people like they say in the first place. Because under their proposal, these potential people will not have an access to pursue higher education and higher skills because of the limitation that the government has given to you in the first place. That is why we say that this is very cruel for the government. But lastly, ladies and gentlemen, what is actually that the developing country needed in our proposal, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that for the developing country to be able to develop their country, we think that government need to give as much as access that needed toward their society, right? We think that firstly, when this society is able to take higher education and also higher skill, this society can able to fulfill the empty space for the infrastructure that the government has provided and also has developed in our status quo. Because we need to understand, even when the government has already developed that infrastructure, we think that we still lack of human resources because of this limitation of access and skill in our status quo. Like it or not, ladies and gentlemen, these young people in the rural area will become the leader of the developing country, meaning that they need as much as access to take this higher skill and also higher education in our proposal. But why this incentive, this natural incentive of these people, even after they live in this rural area, they will develop their area. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, we think that these people born in that area and raised in that area, meaning they have a sense of belonging to develop their family member in that area by increasing the standard of living, by increasing the job in that area. We think that these people after taking higher education and skill, they will come back into that area to develop that area where they have teacher, lecturer to give, to transfer all education and also skill that they already experienced in the big city, ladies and gentlemen. We think that this natural incentive will be much more maximized if we let these people and not limiting their rights in our status quo. Therefore, if you want Indonesia to be more developed, let's come to the open.